Let me know. Can you all see it? I guess. I guess. And
Yes.
okay, cool. Okay, so today I'm gonna talk about some notations and mechanics and sounds and how you can start writing or playing or exploring prepared piano. In the Home Depot part, I will save it to later. We got a lot. We got a lot to cover, so I'm gonna try my best to not rush through it, but kind of rush it. Okay, so start with a little background. I think most of you might be very familiar with John Cage and heard about that John Cage mostly developed a lot of prepared piano works, and it's mainly like mostly people know that John Cage founded prepared piano, and gonna talk about his engagement with the Cornish College. In 1938, he went to Seattle and he accompanied with choreographers, with choreography groups. So lots of choreographers, including Merce Cunningham, and the program was led by Bonnie Bird. And if I remember correctly, the monthly payment for doing this accompaniment it's $80 a month, and John Cage accepted to do it. And apparently, they have a lot of choreographers, and they only have a small stage, which is designed by Isamu Noguchi, I think so. And they have a piano on the stage, so they can't fit a percussion ensemble on the stage. So Cage just started with messing with piano and see if that can be a percussion group by itself. So that's how pretty much how it started. And Cage got his inspiration from his teacher Henry Caldwell. I don't know if you are familiar with the piece "The Banshee" by Henry Caldwell, and it's mostly by using your nails, the fingernails, to scratch on the strings and play with it. And you might ask me if that counts with prepared piano, if that doesn't do anything with installation in between the strings. But I would say in I put it as an extension of piano, and we will touch about that category later. So there are a few books I really recommend it if you are interested about more about the backgrounds and how Cage engaged with the prepared piano and how this come out, you know, being controversial or something in the society, or how does it change the composer composer's insight. And so you can check a few books here. Like I said, I'll put it on the chat later. Okay, so oh, oh, okay. I'm gonna start with some notations, and then I'll do some demonstration in between, and I'll show you some of my materials and some of the common use for the materials, and how the materials can play itself, and how you can play with different materials, and the treatment of writing it or playing it. So let's see. So for notations part, maybe I think people will be familiar with writing specific note heads for percussion or for a drum set. And maybe you would think if we should notate specifically for each material to be like each different note head. But I suggested everyone to use a preparation sheet, which will be a separate sheet, like a performance note, in front of the piece, and then tell you how to prepare. I'm gonna show some examples later. So why don't we use Notepad? I mean, of course you can use Notepad, but it gets people confused. Like if you have 10 different materials on 10 different strings, or you would be seeing something like this, and then I have no idea how to play that. But sometimes Notepad could help, especially if you combine regular pitch with uh, prepared pitch. So performer can be, they will see, oh, something is different here, and this might sound different. It's not what I'm pressing wrong. Is it because it's prepared note? So in that case, it might help. But if you have lots of different materials, I don't recommend using, Notepad. And preparation sheet, it's like I say, like performance note. And in earlier John Cage's work, he noted everything very detailed and very specific, which you will see. I don't. Can you see my Can you see me moving this?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So the first line here, the first column is the pitch, and this is the materials and the strings, and how long from the like where you should put it. So in Cage's early work, he noted everything in very detail, but after a while, after exam with a lot of different performance or a lot of different places, he found that every piano has its own sound, and every piano will be different. So you can't really exactly notice something that you hear on this piano, and then you will be playing the same on the other piano. It's rare, but it might happen. I don't know, but it's rare. So in the later period, Cage would just put like noted, say let's say a middle C, and then use like a like here, like for example, like a bolt or a screw, and in between which strings. So let's see. Can I show you the other? Can you ping the other one? The other yeah. So let's see. So you will see that there is like different strings in between pianos. Like in the middle and higher part, each pitch has 3 strings. So that's why you see Cage say put something in between 2 and 3 third string, or first and second string. And in the lower part, it has 2 strings, and the lowest part has only 1 string for each pitch. Oh, I will show it in I will show it in a better view later at the demonstration part. But yeah, let's go back to let's finish up this section. Okay. So in his early works, he noted like you have to put it like 5 inch from the damper or 2 inch from the bridge. That's like super specific. And what notes are you tuning to? But in later part, you can just be really easy because every piano has a different sound. So for example, there's some of the example of my composition on the top left. This I will just notate like let's see, hairpins, and which note I'm gonna put hairpins on, and what sounds I'm tuning to. This is a little bit detailed because I want this piece to be kind of tonal, like I want to control its tonality, and so that's something you can be playful with. Like you can tune the original pitch to something else with the overtone, with the preparation. So for example, on the second line here, I have this I prepare erasers between second and third strings on this E above middle C, and then I want to tune it to B. Maybe I can show a little bit examples here. Okay, let's see. Let's ping another one. Ping the screen again. Okay. You can see here this little pink thing, this eraser, and I prepare it on D above above middle C, so you will hear it as like this. I put it in between second and third string, and you still hear D. But another thing is you hear an overtone that's resonant from the eraser, which is A, a little bit higher than A, and then like I can put it in different places to make it see it's gonna be lower in the middle because the middle part is more it's the most loosened part, so it's like going lower. And you can tune it like higher at the most, and then it became B flat on the overtone. So that's how like if you want it to be tuned in certain ways to notate it as the let's go back to the slide. Okay, to notate it as something like that might be helpful to see like. You want this material on the string and tune to something that you expected. And in this case, it pretty much worked on every piano because it's like strings. It's like string instrument. You press some places, and then you play certain pitches. It's kind of fixed. It's not like you use same materials, but it sounds different. Okay, I don't know if I explained that well, but I will show you more details later. And you can also be like very abrupt, like on the right side here. I just put like where, like this area I want this, and just be free on whatever you want to put in whatever pitches, and embrace that indeterminacy. But I kind of like I have this imagination of sounds, like what certain sounds that I want. So in this case, I do with certain materials, but I open up with whatever tuning is. So yeah, and different materials they also have different comfort zone and different comfort register. It just works like instruments. Some register it has a better warmer sound, and some register it has a sharper sound, and sometimes it doesn't sound really well, and sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it doesn't fit with the strings. So it's pretty much like putting instrument in an instrument. And okay, and at this bottom right, I just put pitch and whatever I want there, like B flat, put a bolt on there, whatever strings. Put a coin on C sharp. And it could be very like specific, like this figure on the bottom left. I put things in a very specific way, like what kind of size and what kind of angle, where I want it. I think it's more about doing and testing, and then you will know more about like what you would like to hear and what you would like to write for it. Okay, let's go to the next part. If you have any question, you can type it in the chat. And later on, we will have a Q&A session, so I can answer more questions then. So okay, next part. Finding sound, anatomy. Okay. So this part I'm gonna talk with materials. So I categorize the materials and usage in three main parts. First one, internal. That means I do stuff with the strings. I install stuff in between strings. And then I play it, just like playing regular piano. Just like playing piano. So I have to trigger it by pressing the keys. That's what I call internal. And external, I would say doing it with tools and techniques. every tool has every technique, like like using a bow on the strings, something like that. And then you don't really need to press the key. You can use your tool, and you can see it. You can use the tool inside and then play with the strings in different ways. So that's what I call external, and I will demonstrate something with that later. And the third part, not piano, that I would say it's caused by outside factors like live processing, electronics. So kind of like do in a spectrum, in the music, in the sonic spectrum, do a little bit illusions with the piano, so it doesn't really. It's piano, but you can blend it with piano sonically, and yeah, it could be any electronics as long as you find out how to blend it in a way that sounds like maybe like a piano or something else. Um, let's see. Okay, I think this part I'm gonna show you some of my tools. Okay. So materials, and I have in parentheses all in small size because I don't want to break the strings, and I don't want to get kicked out from the school or get blacklisted by a venue. Maybe I did it. Maybe I'm in a blacklist already. I don't know, but yeah, I tend to use smaller size because first of all, it's easier to prepare and easier to tear it down, and secondly, it doesn't really hurt the strings. And yeah, so that's why I say the first one, the screws and bolts. I have something that I want to mention. Let's see if you can show you, if you can see this on the screen. Can you see it on the screen? Is this the right screen?
It's in the small box.
Okay.
You need to
on
sharing.
Okay. For the bolts, okay, I think now it's focused. Okay. I tend to use this kind of bolt because it doesn't really scratch the screen. This is called the machine bolt. So if you want to play with the screws or strings, this is recommended to use. And yeah, you can take a look at some of my stuff, and I will be sharing this PDF later, and then do a demonstration based on all the things I have on here.
I have shared the PDF.
Oh, okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, materials is all like internal parts. I put it in between the strings. And tools, that's like play with the strings or something else. Like I don't have to be playing the keys, which I included here. So yeah, not piano. Treat it as an extension, extended body, extended piano, whatever that is. You can do it with some like a mechanic arms, a robotic arms. You can live process, and you can just play with a lot of this. This is like really open. Okay, so yeah, let's do some demonstrations. I think this part is more fun than me talking. So yeah, you can put a cat in the strings also if you want. Okay, so the first thing I will be talking about is how not to harm the piano. It's the first step, the very first step. And this YouTube video is super funny. I will share a link later. You can check it out. I'm not doing this today, but yeah, let's see. Okay, you can ping the big screen. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna move it so and you can see everything better. So I pretty much try to put a little bit of everything, so I can have time to show everything to people. Let's check with the PDF. No, I don't want to download it. I have it. Okay, screws. Let's say I'll show you something with the screw. And then I did some combination here. Like I put a little nut here there to make it sounds like I have a cymbal, and I can make it like a percussion group. And then I have this bigger lower. Like you can play with it with the combinations. So like the very original one sounds like that. It's a metal machine bolt. And this one with a little washer. It vibrates a little bit. Sounds like could be like cymbals. The one with the little nut. Has a shorter decay. This one is more sustainable. Okay. And the lowest one, this one I use a weather stripping to, you know, on the outside of it to mute partial to mute it partially. So this is the original one, the one with the weather stripping. What is it around? This is weather stripping. Weather, WEATHER. Weather. It's called weather stripping. Okay, so that's the. Okay, I hope I can hold it stable so this doesn't make you dizzy. Look at the screen. Wood stick. This is the wood stick that I have. I crave it by myself, and then it could tune quarter tone. So now it's originally a C, and now it's like quarter tone lower. And then I can tune it a little bit by adjusting it. Oh, that sounds like Banshee. Okay. I can only slightly tune it. And then the one below it, which I was playing this one. I don't know if this is clear. I hope this is clear. This one. See, you see the damper pop out. This one is with two pure wood stick, and the one below it is wood stick with a screw. Yeah, it's like totally a different sound. And the one with a wood bowl on it. This one. It sounds like quite a bit like a gong, and then it doesn't really open up the resonance like the original one does. It kind of muted in the bowl and then resonate with it. So there are lots of possibilities. You can just do combinations, and and for the bamboo stick, which is this one, the tall one, this one. So you still hear an original pitch, and for example this one E, you hear an E and then you hear a C sharp on top of it, which is the overtone. Okay, and for the bamboo, I can also use it as a external tool. I can rub it. Yeah, I personally really like the sound. It sounds really nice, and I can use a stick too. And the tuning is it's varied, like varied by the size, by the length, and where you put it, and so this one is really like you should work with very specific tool. It's not like all bamboo is gonna sound the same. It's not. All bamboo is sound differently. And I craft it by myself, so I don't know. Like they're not in the same size. They're just approximately like close to each other. They're like in the same length, but they're not in the same size, so they all have different tuning. So if I really want to write like to tune it, I have to label it and then see. Oh, this is stick one. I'm gonna use stick one on which page, and then I want to tune to something else. So some tools that could be very specific because they're not in the same size. Okay. Okay, hope I can hold this. Clothespin. Let's move on clothespins. Oh, slowly here. Okay, so these are the clothespins, and you can buy a bag of it on Amazon. It sounds like this with an original pitch. This one is combined with the screw. And in some case, if you have it longer, it will touch the button of the piano, of the board here, and then it could have another like a clip sound. But on this piano, it doesn't really do that. I don't. It's further than than other pianos, so this it's really like something you can be concerned about, consider about. And I have some combinations here, like a clothespin with another kind of weather stripping, with a paper, with a screw, and the other one with a mute. And this sounds like that. Okay. And what's next? Let's see. Erasers. Wait, give me 1 minute. I'm gonna put this better so I don't be shaking all around and then make you feel dizzy. Maybe just make this shorter. In the meantime, if there's any question, you can type it in the chat. Just gonna take 20 seconds for this. Okay. Okay, this is better. Okay, I'm sorry for the previous technical issue. Okay, this is a lot more better. I should do this as the first one. Okay, now eraser. I show it a little bit like earlier. This is the eraser, and I can tune it by a different position. And I put it, and also the eraser can be used at the bottom side, which is here, and it sounds, it resonates really well. It sounds like this. This one on the two strings because it could just fit with exactly, because it's elastic and you can fit exactly well on the strings. And this is really easy to get, so this is like one of the very common tools for people to use. And gaffer's tape. Gaffer's tape. It's this kind of tape. It should be gaffer's tape. It can be duct tape or other kinds of tape. I mostly use it on the high register, and it sounds really percussive and really loud. Yeah, it sounds like that. It's really effective on some percussive stuff. Okay, and parties. Yeah, I'm just going through the list. If you want to see, you can download it. It's in the chat. And these are the parties. This thing. You can also tune it. It mute the strings and then play resonate with its overtone. And then I can like, there's like overtone everywhere, different overtones. I can tune it to a different tone by placing it on a different place. Like here, I think this is like the most comfort. Sorry, that wasn't. Okay, and what else? Penny or flat washer. So it sounds like a gong, and it is this thing, a penny or a flat washer. This is a little bit hard to install. It's going through all the strings. You see this one. You see the second string is on top, and first and third string is on the bottom. It sounds like that. You can hear a little bit like the LFO effect there. It doesn't fit really well. This size doesn't fit really well, so it still has it's a little bit bossy. But it really depends on the strings. Some older piano older strings are more. The older the strings is, the more loosened it is. So if you place it on a very tight string, I don't think it will buzz. And this is a little bit like it takes a little bit effort to install it or to move it. So sometimes I use another solutions like by combining something else, like for example, like combining screws. This thing here. Oh, sorry. This one. It doesn't sound the same, but it sounds similar. And sometimes I just use that instead of just use a washer, because I have to take it out and then put it in, in between the pieces or playing. And yeah, weather stripping rubber here. those mute the strings and take it off. You mute the strings a little bit, and yeah, you can use it with other stuff. Of course, you can be seeing like, for example, like the washer that we just introduced. This one. And I feel like, oh, there's like too much on it. I just decide to I can put a layer strip. Okay. So it cuts out the decay a little bit. It's still resonating, but it's not like it's not that open. It's more close. This was the original. So yeah, there are lots of possibilities you can play around with. Hairpins. I don't know, I love hairpins. It's really easy to take it out. And I can tune it like what I just did. I just adjusted a little bit, and then in tune it's a lot of difference. So for example, this one we're looking at. Now it's like between E and F, and then if I pull it a little bit out, it goes like lower, more tight. It goes up. But this one you have to be careful. Don't play it too harsh or too hard. Like don't press it too hard. They will pop out, and if it falls down into a board, it's really hard to get it all. So yeah, I think I forgot to mention something. Which is how to not hurt the piano. So I'm gonna show you how to prepare the piano. I forgot to mention that. Let's use an example like this. If I want to prepare with a screw, 1 second, let me. Okay, so the first step. This is very important. The first step is press the pedal. It's a stem pedal. Press it. So while you press it, the damper is going up, as you can see. The damper is going up. And then you will loosen the strings, because to get here. Because when the pedal it's off, this thing it's like it's in between the strings, and when you press the pedal, it loosens up. That's the first step. So when you prepare everything, just make sure to press the pedal. And one tool at a time. One tool. Okay. If I want to prepare it on the string, like say in between the second and third. So first step, press the pedal. Second step, use your hand, use your finger, or use something. Or use a tool. I mean, ideally use a tool, because you don't want to have sweat on the strings. That is not good for the strings if you sweat too much. So like extend it, put it inside. No, sorry. Okay. So yeah, don't just like pull it out. It hurts the strings. So yeah, that's the first part. Sorry, I forgot to mention, but now that was the first part. Okay, there's one more inner tool I want to introduce. It's the alligator clips. It sounds really cool, and then you can like tune it by strings. You have 3 strings, so if you have 3 alligator clips, you can make a chord on one pitch. For for example, this one. This is like I put it in different position. It will do some LFO effects. Now you hear it like whoa. Okay, let's put it closer. Now it's faster, right? It's whoa. I don't know if you can hear that well. Like and then extend it. So there's actually a lot of possibility, and the best way to figure out what you want to use for your piece is to try it. And okay, oh, the time is. Oh, this is okay. I'm gonna show you a little bit tools like quickly. You know, I want to save some time for questions. So, okay, so like e-bows. I'm just gonna run through it. And there's two modes on e-bows. You can also play with the overtone, and you know, like different plays. Different positions on the same strings will have different pitch. Something like this, like a slider. Like slider. It works like a little bit like 古琴, like koto, like. And it still has lots of a little bit overtone on it, and I want a full 古琴 experience. I just muted but with this. So it sounds like more pure. Like the regular, if I didn't mute the overtone, it sounds like a little bit bossy. And if I mute it, it sounds more pure. That's one interesting thing. And I have this metal bolt. Let's see if I can finish the external tool in 10 minutes. I think I could. Okay. Metal bolt. There are lots of things you can do with this. I have too many things prepared on here. I'm just gonna pull out something. Okay. So it can be like, you can tune it. Okay, slide with it. And I don't need to press the key. I can just use it. Or you can play with the edge. Just softly. It will be really loud. Softly. And I can play like a in the lower part, lower register. Quite useful. What else? Oh, another common one. Vibrator. Everyone loves this. A vibrator. I'll show you what it can do. loud. And I also can do something like this. Oh, you can see it. To find its overtone. Or there's a technique. It's quite hard to find, but it's quite hard. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah. So what I was trying to do is um, to press it a little bit with my finger with its overtone, and then barely touch it and vibrate it, and it will make something like the Tibetan chant, like the overtone chanting, and that's super cool. Some other things I have this. You know, piano technician, they're afraid of this. The venues, all the venues, they're all afraid of this. It looks scary, but like I don't really I don't need to use any strings to press it. I just need to move it. Yeah, I just need to move it. And it's super loud already. You can use, you can be spinning here. Okay. I'll play something like now there's too many things prepared, but it will buzz a little bit. So like one tool, you can do a lot of things, because it's like an instrument already. So imagine you have an instrument, you have a lot of ways to play an instrument, and then you have lots of ways to apply it to another instrument. Okay, and what else? Let's see, what else? Card, which is also common to do this. And then you can scratch it. You don't need to put a lot of strength, you just need to move it. It makes some like the Henry Cowell, the Banshee effect. And you can make some like let's say, have you heard of the sound of the goose? Like there are lots of technique you can do, and you can apply rosins on this side, and then you can bowl it in the middle. I don't have rosin with me, but you can bowl it in the middle with some overtone. You will bowl some overtone out from just a credit card, or like in this case a Charlie card. The New York subway, it's worse than Boston subway. They don't give you like a hard Charlie card, so you can use. But yeah, just get a credit card or something. What else do I have? I have a Super Bowl Mallet. This is from Ross Car. And this does something like vibrator does, but it's like manual. It's really easy to pop up. I think this is fairly common in contemporary strings instrument, bass, cello, I use it a lot. And then you can use it as a melody. So yeah, pretty much that's some like most of my tools. I would say 70%, 60-70%, and we don't. I have lots of things, and there's a lot of possibilities. We don't have a lot of time for this. So yeah, let's go back to the PowerPoint. Where's the okay? So one question I'll leave it to you is how to treat the prepared piano. Are you gonna treat it with as a percussion or as a timbre? When it sounds percussive immediately, how do you treat it as a timbre? Or how could it be at the same time a percussion and also be a timbre? And how do you combine it? I think this is for me this is like the first big topic after I encounter prepared piano. So I was thinking if I this sounds like percussion, but I don't want it to be a percussion. I want it to be part of the chord, a part of the piano. How do I do it? So yeah, I'll leave this question to you. And where do you start? The Home Depot. That's where I start. There's a lot of failed moments. Just go there and then bring whatever you want back and then put it in the piano. Just remember, don't hurt it, but just get whatever you think that's interesting. Most of the time it fails, but after lots of failures, you'll get something out of it, and you know like what size, what kind of material that you're attracted to, and you love to. And you can if you live in New York City, the New York stooping, there's a lot of things on the street. Just pick it up, put it in the piano. Amazon is fast. You can just order lots of things every day. Order the things that make you curious every day, and you don't know what it's gonna ship to your house today. So, whatever that's earlier, ship it to your house. Just take it to a piano and then try it that day. It kind of like keep motivate me. So I personally think Amazon is better than Home Depot, but Home Depot has a better experience for shopping. I'm not biased, but and yeah, go to a forest, pick up some wood, and pick up trashes. Yeah, I saw Benoit Delbecq. He used like super big piece of wood, and he just like stuck it into a piano like strong in jazz gallery, and they let him do it. But it sounds like perfect. Like sounds so beautiful and precise. But yeah, you never know what you're gonna find out with it. So yeah, and I made a playlist of some recordings, few notable recordings, and you can check it out. If when you have time, check the artists out. They all have incredible works. Okay, now I'm gonna leave some time for questions. Is there questions? If there's no questions, I can show more stuff. But if there's questions, questions, no questions, or something that you don't that I didn't explain well. You want to know more about it? Just ask.
If you
How
want,
to
you can just jump
how
out.
to use bow hair to play it? Oh, okay, okay. This is I don't have this with me, but I can show you. Can you ping the piano camera? Just ping it for a second. Here, can you ping it? Can you ping?
Yes, I'm looking for the
So I tried a couple times, and I think that's too much work for me, so I didn't have that with me. But like how I did it is like apparently you have to be doing that, right? So you have to find out how to make it go through the string and then come up on the other side, and then just like do that. Sometimes you can have a small. I don't know how do you call that? How do you call this thing? 夹子英文是什么？like just try it. Just like whatever like you can try to find a tool that can pull the other side up. So you basically put it like in between. Wait, let me make it bigger. Okay, now this is big. So you're gonna put it in here, in between one and second string, and then pull it out here. And then you can bow with only one string. But if you want to bow with 3 strings, just you can like put it and like from here to here. Or if you want to bow it with 2 pitch, just cross over it. It's like yeah. A clip. Thanks, Calvin. Yeah. Any other question? Does that explain it? Cool. I hope that's helpful. Did you make the rubber mallet? Oh, the Super Bowl mallet. This thing. It's actually Ross Carr. He made it for me. I type his name. You can check him out. And it's really easy to make. You can have a nail fire. It's nail fire. And the Super Bowl. It's like elastic bowl. Yeah. Oh, this is cool too. That sounds cool. Yeah, so just a nail fire and a Super Bowl. Having a nail fire, you can also like do that. You don't need to go to a nail salon before you play a piano. Did you just take the? Yeah, just take it in. Just take it in. It's really easy to pop out. So when you use it softly. Any other questions? I mean, I can play a little bit. If there's no question, I can play a little bit of everything. Like see if you can like figure out which one it is. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the 古琴 sound. Demonstrate a little bit more. Yes. So I use this thing. You can use a guitar slide. Like you can bend the pitch. But the thing is, I use another stick to to restrict the overtone, so it can be more pure. And I think every prepared pianist, they all have different gesture and different technique, different setup. So you have to work with them to figure out like what's the best way to use their instrument. Or I mean, you don't really need to work with them every time, but like for a small tool, you can just try it by yourself. Go to Home Depot. What do you call the thing that you just used? Which one? The rubber ball manner. What do I call the thing? You mean the name? Super Bowl. Super Bowl melon. That? Is that the question? Okay, so I think that's I answered it, I guess. I also have a brush. It's like brushing piano's teeth. You can use it as a stick. I think it's too. Yeah, I can put it like under the strings here. See. It's kind of crazy sound. I can play a little bit. And if you have questions, just type in. Just play a little bit of the overall thing, like see how it goes. Move this a little bit. It should be okay. Okay, let's see. It's hard to put this in between the piano. Okay. Hope it don't fall down. Okay. So something like that. It's like just I don't really know where they are. Some kind of just improvising with it. But if you want really like specific texture, like say if I have a percussion group. Have a ostinato in the bottom. Or it could be some imitation of animal sound. So this is the tape. So, yeah, any more questions? Sure, show your hand hitting one note. Which note? Like I just did.
Just what's your right? I think it's probably your right hand technique, or maybe it's both hands. Because you're just using your finger to like flutter when you go like it's one note really fast. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm just pressing the keys, and the effect was from the gaffer's tape.
Yeah, but can you show your other
Gaffer,
hand?
yeah.
Your hand pressing the.
Oh, you want to see my hand?
Yeah. Okay, it's 2 fingers. That's what it was.
Yeah, it's like it's just normal pressing, and yeah, it should be gaffer's tape, gaffer's tape, whatever you pronounce it, gaffer. Not type it in. It doesn't leave anything. It protects this ring, so you don't leave anything there. And before you use it, you do this. Tap it on your clothes or whatever that helps to eliminate its stickiness. Then after that, put it on the string, so it doesn't really stuck with the string. So yeah, they won't. Yeah. Yeah, you want to, you don't want to hurt the piano. I don't want to hurt the piano either. So hopefully there will be more venues open up, opportunities for prepared pianists, because they're always like, in my experience, they're always afraid of, especially metals, like metals, all metals. There's like, oh, you can use woods, you can use like bamboos, you can use plastic, but you can't use metals. But I think the important part is how you use it. It's not about like, you know, like machine screws. It doesn't really fuck with strings, so it's recommended. And there's a book. There's a book. Um, there's a score. John Cage, Piano Work, Volume 2. It's really recommended to check out. And there's a lot of in this book. I don't know which screen you're seeing. Maybe this one. Volume 2. In the score, like you will see like how he prepared, what kind of stuff he used, and then try it. This is where I start my prepare piano tutorial. It's kind of like a very good introduction, and then it's in his earlier works, so this is still fairly specific. But just try with like putting it in different places on different piano. You will see the difference on different piano. It's like playing the violins. The different violin has different sound. Different, like whatever instrument, different instrument has different sound. It's same with prepared piano. The all piano has different sound. And yeah, any more questions? Sonata Interlude. Yeah, that's a really crazy piece played by David Tudor. It's really good to check out. It's very specific. And check out the playlist. There are lots of things to see if you think that's prepared piano, but I guess they're all prepared piano. That's why I put it in there. And I also personally have a record just came out today. It's called MA, and it's all about prepared piano with bass and drum. It's all prepared piano works. All of them has a slightly different preparation. If you are interested, you can check it out, or you can follow Chaospace. We will have more workshop in the future, and we will have a lot of performing series. There's the closest one is on April 7th. It's curated it's curating that concert, and it will be. Yeah, I think they heard talk about it.
Okay, our most recent performing series is my drama and musica. Performing like a concert will be the multimedia music theater work and part of my experimental opera. Will be on April 7th, 8 p.m. at MSM in New York. And we will share more information about that. And also, for those who are using WeChat, you can add our 微信小助手 Chaospace XVS. We can create a group chat and to talk more about the new music and any other arts works. And also, like, welcome to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Final call, if you have any question, can feel free to jump out to communicate. I think most people here, we know each other, and most people are musicians. Or if you have any suggestion about our next forum, what topics, we're open to all possibilities. And we are also looking for musicians and artists to collaborate with.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming to this workshop. I hope I did a well well job demonstrating stuff, and I hope we can do a workshop in real life. We could like go to Home Depot, go to Home Depot or go to any hardware store, and then we all pick our own things, and then we all go back to practice rooms and fuck with the piano and see whatever things we found. That would be fun. That would be really fun, I guess.
Right, let me start.